That morning stiffness in your knees and shoulders? The afternoon energy crash that hits like a wall? What you ate yesterday might be the real culprit. And I'm not talking about the obvious suspects like candy or fried food. I'm talking about 5 foods that most people consider healthy, foods that could be quietly triggering inflammation throughout your body right now. If this sounds familiar, give this video a thumbs up so I know you're dealing with this too. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which foods to avoid and what to eat instead to start reducing that daily discomfort. Here's what most people don't realize. Inflammation isn't just about injuries or infections. It's a silent process that can be triggered by the foods we eat every single day. And as we age, our bodies become more sensitive to these inflammatory triggers. The biggest mistake people make is thinking that joint stiffness, fatigue, and those nagging aches are just part of getting older. But research shows that chronic inflammation from certain foods can make these symptoms much worse than they need to be. Think about this for a moment. Have you ever noticed that some days you feel more stiff than others? Or that your energy levels seem to fluctuate without any clear reason? Comment below if you've experienced this, because the connection between what you eat and how you feel is stronger than most people realize. Let me share the 5 foods that are likely sitting in your kitchen right now, causing more inflammation than you'd ever imagine. Firstly, refined vegetable oils. That bottle of vegetable oil, corn oil, or soybean oil in your pantry. These oils are loaded with omega-6 fatty acids that throw off your body's natural balance. When you cook with these oils or eat processed foods made with them, you're creating an inflammatory response that can show up as joint pain, muscle stiffness, and even brain fog. If you're cooking with these oils daily, drop a comment and let me know. I bet many of you are. Here's what happens in your body. These oils create an imbalance between omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acids. Your body needs both. But when omega-6 levels get too high, they trigger the production of inflammatory compounds. This is why you might feel more achy after eating fried foods or heavily processed meals. Secondly, white bread and refined grains. Your morning toast or that sandwich bread might taste harmless, but refined grains spike your blood sugar and trigger inflammatory compounds called cytokines. These compounds travel through your bloodstream and can settle in your joints, making that morning stiffness even worse. Like this video if you start your day with toast or cereal. I want to see how common this is. The processing that creates white flour strips away the fiber and nutrients that would normally slow down sugar absorption. Without that fiber, your blood sugar shoots up rapidly, causing your body to release inflammatory chemicals as it tries to bring those sugar levels back down. Thirdly, processed meats. Bacon, deli turkey, hot dogs, these convenient proteins are packed with preservatives and additives that research directly links to increased inflammation. Studies found that people who eat processed meats regularly have higher levels of inflammatory markers in their blood. Comment below if you rely on deli meats for quick lunches. You're definitely not alone in this. The preservatives used in these meats, particularly nitrates and nitrites, can form compounds in your body that promote inflammation. Additionally, the high sodium content can contribute to water retention and swelling, making joint discomfort even more noticeable. Fourthly, excess sugar, even the natural kind. This includes not just table sugar, but honey, agave, and even too much fruit juice. When your blood sugar spikes repeatedly, it creates advanced glycation end products or AGEs that damage your tissues and ramp up inflammation throughout your body. If you drink fruit juice thinking it's healthy, let me know in the comments. This is such a common misconception. These AGEs are particularly problematic because they accumulate over time and can't be easily removed by your body's natural processes. They essentially act like rust inside your system, causing ongoing inflammation that can affect everything from your joints to your skin to your blood vessels. Fifthly, conventional dairy products. For many people, regular milk, cheese, and yogurt can trigger an inflammatory response, especially if they contain hormones and antibiotics from conventional farming. This inflammation often shows up as digestive issues, skin problems, or increased joint discomfort. Drop a heart emoji in the comments if dairy seems to make you feel worse. I see this pattern so often. The problem isn't necessarily the dairy itself, but rather how it's processed and what's added to it. The hormones used in conventional dairy farming can disrupt your body's natural hormone balance, leading to increased inflammation. Here's the thing. You might be eating these foods thinking they're fine or even healthy. But if you're dealing with daily stiffness, low energy, or persistent aches, these foods could be working against your body's natural healing process. I want you to think about your typical day. How many of these foods do you consume without even realizing it? That morning toast, the sandwich at lunch, the cooking oil you use for dinner. It all adds up, and your body is keeping score. Comment below and tell me which of these 5 foods you eat most often. Be honest, there's no judgment here. But here's the good news. Your body has an amazing ability to reduce inflammation naturally when you give it the right fuel. Research shows that making simple food swaps can start reducing inflammatory markers in your body within just a few days. What's really happening in your body when you eat inflammatory foods is this. Your immune system treats them like invaders. It releases chemicals that create swelling, pain, and stiffness. But when you switch to anti-inflammatory foods, you're giving your body the tools it needs to calm down that overactive immune response. Think of inflammation like a fire in your body. The foods I just mentioned are like throwing gasoline on that fire. But the foods I'm about to share with you? They're like water, helping to put out those flames and restore balance. Your 3-step action plan starts today. Step 1. Make simple swaps this week. Replace vegetable oils with olive oil or avocado oil for cooking. These oils contain healthy monounsaturated fats that actually help reduce inflammation. Swap white bread for whole grain options with minimal ingredients. Look for breads where you can actually see the grains and seeds. Choose fresh, unprocessed meats instead of deli meats. Yes, it takes a bit more preparation, but your body will thank you. Replace sugary drinks with water infused with lemon or cucumber. The natural compounds in these fruits actually have anti-inflammatory properties. Try plant-based milk alternatives like unsweetened almond or oat milk. If you do choose to keep some dairy in your diet, opt for organic, grass-fed options whenever possible. Give this video a like if you're willing to try at least one of these swaps this week. Step 2. Add anti-inflammatory power foods to your meals. Include fatty fish like salmon or sardines twice a week. These fish are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which are nature's anti-inflammatory compounds. Fill half your plate with colorful vegetables. The deeper the color, the more anti-inflammatory compounds they contain. Think deep leafy greens, bright red tomatoes, orange carrots, purple cabbage. Each color represents different antioxidants that fight inflammation. Add berries to your daily routine. Blueberries, strawberries, and blackberries are packed with compounds called anthocyanins that have powerful anti-inflammatory effects. Include leafy greens like spinach and kale in your meals. These vegetables contain compounds that help your body produce its own anti-inflammatory chemicals. Don't forget about nuts and seeds, especially walnuts and flax seeds. These provide healthy omega-3 fats and fiber that support your body's natural anti-inflammatory processes. Comment below with your favorite anti-inflammatory food from this list. I'd love to know which ones you already enjoy. Step 3. Listen to your body. Pay attention to how you feel after meals. Do you notice more energy when you eat certain foods? Less stiffness in the morning? Your body will tell you what's working. Keep a simple food and symptom journal for a week. Note what you eat and how you feel a few hours later. You might be surprised by the patterns you discover. The beautiful thing about this approach is that you don't need expensive supplements or complicated meal plans. You're simply choosing foods that work with your body's natural healing processes instead of against them. I want to emphasize something important here. These changes don't have to happen all at once. Start with just one swap this week. Maybe replace your cooking oil or choose whole grain bread instead of white. Small changes compound over time to create significant improvements in how you feel. Many people notice a difference in their energy levels within just a few days of making these changes. Joint stiffness often starts to improve within a week or two. And the longer you stick with these anti-inflammatory choices, the better you'll feel. If you've tried eliminating inflammatory foods before and noticed a difference, share your experience in the comments. Your story might inspire someone else to make these changes. Remember, you're not stuck with daily discomfort just because you're getting older. Even small changes in what you eat can make a real difference in how you feel. Your body is incredibly resilient, and it's never too late to start supporting it better. Try removing just 1 or 2 of these inflammatory foods this week and see how you feel. Then come back and let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear about your experience, whether it's positive changes you notice or challenges you face along the way. And if you want more natural, science-backed tips for feeling your best at any age, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. We share practical wellness advice every week that's designed to work with your body, not against it. Let me know in the comments which food you're going to eliminate first, and I'll be here to cheer you on. Your journey to feeling better starts with your very next meal. Make it count.